The recording. Okay, so thank you, Giovanni, for the recording. Hello to everyone. Welcome to our second preliminary meeting of the GITSKILL project. The agenda of today will be the following. We'll switch to first 2 points, and we'll start with the focus on Tbilisi and Georgian economy. Later on, we'll pass to the focus to Tuscany and description of the Tuscany economy towards considering the creative industry. Then we will have the working session on cooperation planning and brainstorming to collect ideas on how to define individual plans for making businesses among Georgia and Italy. Later on, we will have the presentation of Riccardo Zani and Tamar who give their availability to present their organization, and later on we'll have any other issues. So I'm not going to keep any more time. So Mariam, if you would like to start the presentation, the floor is yours.
Hello, everybody. Again, I will share my screen, okay?
Okay.
Just a minute.
Mariam, if I can just ask you, because we all today in a bit rush, just to stick to 10-15 minutes as maximum for the presentation.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Sure. It's sharing. I'm sorry. Yes, so can you see my screen?
Not yet.
Nope.
Now?
Yes.
That's a problem.
It's starting now, Mariam.
Okay. Sorry, there is some technical problems, but I will go with it, and you will see it later.
Try to relaunch.
Yeah, sorry.
You have to leave in 15 minutes, Mariam, or you can wait the 15 minutes presentation of the Italian side.
I think we lost Mariam.
Maybe let's do the Italian side presentation.
Okay.
Irina, it's like we have a very short time, all of us. So
Yeah,
let's
yeah.
go ahead.
Yeah.
Sure. So Fabio Bracci, I would like to ask you to take the floor and present the Italian part. Perfect.
Can you see the screen?
Yes.
Yes. So, yeah, hi everyone. My name is Andrea Del Bono and my colleague Fabio Bracci. We're from IRIS, Institute for Research and Social Interventions based in Prato, Italy, and we have prepared a short presentation about an overview, a general overview of the Tuscany region economy. So basically, we're going to focus, we're going to provide a general overview, and then we're going to zoom into some peculiarities of the region's economy to conclude with some general trends, changes that have occurred in the last few decades, and some conclusions related to COVID and the consequences on the regional economies brought about by the Ukrainian conflict. So here, a general overview of where the region is located in the country. The central northern part on the western coast, with a total population of around 3.5 million inhabitants. The capital city, Florence, has a metropolitan a region which counts almost 1 million people. Geographically, the landscape and the morphology of the region are very differentiated, but also, and this is what our presentation will focus on, the cultures and the economic cultures that have developed throughout its history can be referred to as a Tuscany of Tuscanies, so several realities within the same region. Generally, we've divided the region in 3 main areas: the coastal Tuscany on the northwestern end, central Tuscany that comprises the capital region, Florence, and an axis which runs almost parallel in Siena and the Arezzo provinces in the south eastern part of the region. So I'll hand it over to my colleague Fabio, which will take you into some more specifics about.
Okay, thank you, Andrea. Thank you all, and welcome you all again. Thank you also for this invitation, also from my side. As Andrea was saying, one of the distinctive traits of Tuscany is its intrinsic plural nature from the social economic point of view. The areas that Andrea has just sketched in the previous slides are the ones in which the traditional development trajectories have been more pronounced, and so coastal areas, the metropolitan area, and the 2 axes from Florence to Arezzo and Siena. But it's not the whole story, because all the Tuscan territory is deeply marked by this trait of polycentrism. In this map, we have tried to, this is taken from the Institute for Regional Planning of Tuscany region, that is the research institute, the most important research institute in Tuscany region. This is a map summarizing the areas characterized by specific territorial specialization. And as you can see, these are all specializations in manufacturing here. They are located in different parts of the region, but the 2 most important traits are the fact that they are all almost all belonging to the so-called light industry. So we find territorial specializations in clothing and textile, like for instance in Prato, or in furniture, woodwork, or in leather in other parts of the region. The other distinctive traits is that in all these areas, traditionally, the dimensions of the enterprises are very small. They are mainly family-based enterprises, and traditionally there's a small amount of big names, big enterprises in the region, even if, as we'll see a little bit later, it is not true this anymore, but completely. We can skip. Okay. If we take a look to the distribution of added value in Tuscany, we see that almost 3/4 is based on tertiary. So we could say at first sight that this is a tertiary economy, almost completely tertiarized. This is not really the story, because manufacturing is still very important, and it is still the engine of regional economic development. And this is because the economic trends of Tuscany are driven by export, and export is industry, fundamentally industry based. In this graph, we have the percentage of value on Italian export of Tuscany. As you can see, for metalworking and above all for textile and leather, Tuscany accounts for more than 1/3 of Italian export. This relevance of export and in manufacturing has been increasing since Lehman Brothers economic crisis in 2008, because it increased by around 70%. That is quite impressive. We can skip again. And what is meaningful in this slide is that we have said, okay, 3/4 service tertiary activities, all around 1/4 industry. But if you take a look at the map, you can see that first what we have said at the beginning, that the concentration of economic activities in the mainly four territorial areas we were talking about at the beginning. But what is interesting even more is that economic activities, both maps show the localization of industrial and tertiary units in Tuscany. There is a phenomenon of co-localization. That means that where you find industry, you find also tertiary sector, of course, even if tertiary is more locally oriented in terms of markets, while of course industry is more, as we were saying previously, more oriented to international market. The other aspect for why we say that not we as IRIS, but it's something that is shared among researchers. Why we say that manufacturing is still very important is that manufacturing pays higher wages in this region than, on average, of course, than other activities. This slide deals with the most recent trends in Tuscan economy. First, we have new manufacturing trends beyond traditional specializations. We have new sectors that have been rising in the last years, and maybe the most important one is the pharmaceuticals. You know that in Siena, maybe there's an important pole that has been very active also for the pandemics and the research for vaccines. We have also some multinationals moving in Tuscany. We said that Tuscany is traditionally a region based on family enterprises. This is still true, but we have some big names coming in Tuscany. There's an example, Prada in the Valdarno, in Alto Valdarno, in San Giovanni Valdarno is an example. Or another example is Kering Group that owns the very famous brand Gucci. There is an increasing relevance of the urban areas. Tuscany remains polycentric, but Florence exercises a growing importance, for instance, in the sector of the service to enterprises. We have, in these last decades, a rising importance of tourism in different. It doesn't probably. All the world knows the cities, Florence, Siena, art cities, but also in coastal areas and for instance, in southern part of the region for agri-food tourism. This is a very important pillar now for Tuscan income as a whole. The last hint to new trends is about the fact that we have a growing importance of the business service sector, but Tuscany is still one of the regions that, comparing to regions more developed technologically in Italy, like Lombardia or other regions like Piedmont, it has still a lower level of technological level that is measured with different indicators. We can skip to the last two. I hope we managed to stay in time, but the last two slides are about the two main threats, not only for Tuscany, but for Europe and the world as a whole. The first is, of course, COVID, that has been changing a lot the frame of the situation in Tuscany as well. Even if we have to say that prior to COVID, the economic trends were not that strong, because GDP in 2019 had increased only less than 1 percentage point. Of course, you see the figures of the differences in production, industrial production index, and in tertiary output index. I don't think it's necessary to comment on, because they are very clear. The impact was lowered by the fact that there were measures at national level, like many other countries, to protect workers and enterprises. And in 2021, there has been a recovery, quite strong, both in Italy and in Tuscany. The last figures are about the fact that industrial production has been increasing compared to the period prior to COVID at the end of 2021, less than at national level. That means that the impact on Tuscany of COVID has been strong. The other threat is about the war in Ukraine, but not only, because the impact of Russian trade with Tuscany looks to be not so high, because it has been estimated in 0.6%. But it is true that it impacts on some specific sectors much more than in others. And so even if it's concentrated in a very limited number of companies that are not more than 1,800, it means that there are many companies that are very relevant for their respective sector that are hit by this situation. Of course, transportation and storage are heavily dependent on energy inputs. And the other 2 points that put at risk, I would say, in general, the economic picture of Tuscany, like for other, of course, reasoning countries. First, the growth of inflation, dating back to even prior to the war in Ukraine. And this trend to the so-called deglobalization, that is about the shortening of supply chains and the trend to reshoring that would impact a lot also on Tuscany if it developed more than how we are seeing so far. So I hope we have been able to stay in time, and I thank you for your attention and for being here. Thank you.
Fabio and Andrea, thanks so much. I know how you are under pressure in this moment for your projects and researches. So we are very glad to you, and the presentation was very interesting. Thanks so much, really.
Thank you, Fabio, Andrea. Very good.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
We've learned a lot. Thank you. Looking forward to seeing you.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you, Fabio. Maybe I can just quickly ask our participants if they have any questions to Fabio and Andrea, because they will need to leave us.
I have a lot of questions, but I hope I can ask them when I see in person.
It's not nice to say this, but we can stay here until 3:30. So there's some room for debate if you like. I don't want to take more minutes than we are allowed, but if you have some questions, we are here for some minutes. I don't know.
I love your point about deglobalization and the shortening the supply chain, because I believe every single country in the region is experiencing the same thing. So that's a topic we can probably discuss, but I appreciate it's a very deep and sensitive comment about just economy, what's happening everywhere. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Gela. Thank you, Fabio, and thank you, Andrea, for this presentation. Of course, we'll share the presentation if you agree with our participants later on. And now I would like to pass to Mariam.
Yes, sorry for my technical,
Thanks, everyone.
Fabio, thank you, Andrea. Bye-bye.
Ciao.
So Ani will be sharing my presentation, so I don't have any more technical issues, and I'll be really short. And in our presentation, we are more focused on the creative parts and the specificities of the country of Georgia and the creative industries here. So to start with, like generally creative economy is very new concept, and it has just been elaborated in the beginning of the 21st century, and it's very new for Georgia as well. And if you could change the slide, please. Yeah, so like so the first person to elaborate on the term of the creative economy was John Hawkins, but since then, like, it has changed a lot from country to country, from organization to organization, and according to the definition, like based on the definition, the classification is changing a lot. So the most common and like widespread is the UK DCMS classification, and I want to focus on why the sector that have been chosen for our project is very important for Georgia. So the classification for the creative industries in Georgia has been elaborated just in 2019 by Creative Georgia, and it was based on the UK DCMS and UNESCO definition and classification. As you can see, we have 14 sectors. And on the left side, you can see the list, and on the right side, Annie, can you bring back? Yeah, thank you. Like there are two country-specific sectors, which are, as you can see, the gastronomy and culinary and crafts. So, and of course, they have their own subsectors. And when we were working on this project proposal, like we knew that Italian side could provide the support to our SMEs, and this exchange of experience and knowledge in these fields would be really beneficial for both sides. So yeah, can you please continue, Annie? Okay, thank you. So I will focus here on the European Union, Georgia, and the CCI sector. Firstly, I would highlight the two government bodies which play really big role in the development of the CCIs. It's Creative Georgia and Enterprise Georgia. So the Creative Georgia is under the Ministry of Education, Science, Culture, and Sport of Georgia, and it supports, as I mentioned, like they have elaborated the classification of the creative industries in Georgia, and they are currently working on the elaboration of the statistical data, which is so important in the CCI field. Also, they have adopted like entrepreneurship courses in some of the universities in collaboration with the British Council. So they try their best to start from the basis and to develop the like bring the support that the industries need here in Georgia. And as for the Enterprise Georgia, it's also a government body. It has SMEs, it provides support for the SMEs via grants. It also has some programs like in export support, tourism support. Film in Georgia is a separate program of theirs, and etc. You will have an opportunity actually when you come to Georgia to meet the representatives of Creative Georgia and Enterprise Georgia for further like statistical data and the support they can provide to the SMEs, creative SMEs here in Georgia. And I would just like to highlight about the European Union support. It was between 2015 and 2018 that when the big like conference in the region has happened in creative industries here. It was held here in Tbilisi, and it helped awareness raising of the sector very much. Can you please continue, Annie? Like to the next slide, thank you. So this is so we stole these pictures actually from Georgian Heritage Crafts Association, and we wanted to show here, like as you might know, or if you don't know yet, you will have a possibility to get to know to this whenever you're here. So Georgia has a very rich tradition and rich gastronomy as well as crafts tradition, because it has always been in the middle of merging cultures, and many cultures have passed through Georgia that have left their so-called like influence, which was then reflected in many different areas. And on the left side, you will see like this is the type of gastronomy here, like cuisine in Georgia. And also there is like this Georgian tablecloth, which is part of the crafts, and it's very beautiful and traditional. And yeah, on the right side you can see the yeah, the person working with the clay. So can you, like for more creativity to our presentation, we decided to include a very short video, which is based on the alphabet. And if you could change the slide, please, Annie. So it was elaborated by the JWT production for the book center here in Georgia for the Frankfurt Book Fair. And it's a very beautiful and nice video to see and explore more about Georgia. And can you like put this video on, Annie, please? Thank you.
You can hear the voice as well, right? The sound is also, no?
No, you need to reshare with the voice.
Yeah, I will, in that case, I will stop sharing and reshare with the voice, okay? Just sorry for this. Sorry.
No worries. Would you like me to share the presentation?
Maybe just the video.
Yeah.
I will share the link maybe. And
No, I have it. No worries.
okay, thank you.
It's time for you to discover tons of totally new things fitted in a small country, Georgia. And let's do it through its unique alphabet called Anbani. And the first character of which is A, Anbani, the Georgian word for our unique alphabet. B, Basiani, a great battle then, a great club now. G, Galaktioni, nation's beloved poet, and a good reason why it would be great if you spoke Georgian. D, Dmanisi hominins, the oldest Europeans yet discovered. E, Enguri, a roaring river falling into the Black Sea in a spectacular region of Georgia, Abkhazia, currently occupied by Russia. V, Vazi, same as wine, and the main symbol of Georgia's 8,000 years of winemaking. Z, Zeg, is the Georgian word for the day after tomorrow. We also have a separate word for the day after tomorrow. T, Tamar the king. She ruled Georgia to its golden age, and she was a king. E, Iremi, a deer, and a very dear painting by Pirosmani. K, Caucasioni, beautiful as the Caucasus chain between two seas. L, Lelo, a ball game played for centuries, and the main reason rugby is our game. M, Medea. Little is known that this character of Greek mythology comes from Kolchis, present-day Western Georgia. N, Natrische, wish tree, a book, a movie, a song, and a magic wish tree. O, Osuri, a dance from a region of Georgia, also occupied by Russia. P, Purmarili, the generous feast that symbolizes famous Georgian hospitality. J, Jruanteli, a beautiful word that gives you goosebumps, and that's what it means. R, Rustaveli, the epic road 9 centuries ago will inspire centuries ahead. S, Sakartvelo, while the world calls us Georgia, we refer to ourselves as Sakartvelo. T, Tremali, the sour plum sauce that comes in as many different tastes as there are grannies in Georgia. U, Ushguli, Georgian village that is one of the highest settlements in Caucasus, Europe. P, Pachulia Zaza, a very tall man from Georgia and an NBA champion. K, the character that looked like a cross, to represent Christ, Jesus Christ. R, Rvino, our word for wine, that is mainly produced with an ancient method of Kvevri winemaking. Ch, Chintwisi Sangelosi, Chintwisi angel, 13th century fresco, our perception of harmony. Sh, Sheregilebi, Eccentrics, a movie about free spirit that somehow escaped the Soviet censorship. Ch, Chagrulo, polyphonic folk song, started playing in the space on Voyager 2 in 1977. Tse, Tsurtaveli, the author of the hagiographic feminist novel written in 5th century. Dze, Dzala Ertobashia, motto of the country that means stronger together. Tse, Tsutisopeli, one single word saying that life is just a minute. Che, Chavchavadzailia, founding father of Georgia and the main reason of country's liberal progress. Khe, Khridoli, Georgian martial art by monks. Yeah, kind of a Georgian kung fu. Je, jeans generation. Generation of Georgians who wore jeans as a sign of protest against Soviet regime. He, for hashtag Georgian characters, it is the end of alphabet and the beginning of bigger journey. There is much more to discover. Georgia, made by characters.
And thank you for listening.
Thank you very much, Mariam, and thank you,
Thank
Annie.
you, Mariam.
It was a great video, really. Today we'll learn a bit more about Georgia and about the alphabet.
Fantastic.
So thank you to all of you. It's time to move to the next step. Yeah, no, firstly, if someone has any comments, any questions to Mariam?
Did we share this link now in the chat?
No, we will share later on it with participants.
Thank you.
Sure, we will share the presentation, so no worries. So I think it's time. Thank you very much again, Mariam, for this great presentation. And now it's time to move forward to the next step. I will share here in the chat the link to the Miro that we will use for our very quick exercise. Basically, now it's time to jump to the section where we all can work together and brainstorm regarding the future cooperation and planning of the future cooperation among the Italian and Georgian SMEs and BSOs. So I would like to ask all of you to follow the link. Probably you will have to log in if you have like your Google account. Afterward, I will share my screen right now, just a second. Afterward, I would like to start our exercise. Here on this slide, you will see the topic that were selected by all of you during the first preliminary meeting, and basically the sectors with which you would like to cooperate. Here you will see the thematic sketches, like thematic stick notes regarding the topic that we have selected during the first meeting. Our proposal is to ask all of you to select the topic that and the stick note that you like the most. You can pick up the color here. You can pick up the internal stick note dedicated to that. To that topic, and please try to start and try to brainstorm how you would like to cooperate and which type of cooperation you can have in mind regarding the collaboration with Italian companies or Georgian companies. So I see that some people have already entered. I see Luca Freschi and Riccardo Zani.
Yeah, you have Zoom, right? Otherwise, you cannot read the what.
Yeah, you will need to zoom here. So please let me know if it was clear, and if not, we will try to explain it better.
Hi everyone. I am just sorry I just logged in, but I'm driving to Milan. I just have to see if I can stop on the way because I'm late for a meeting. So
yeah, we see.
I don't know. by phone if I can really do it correctly. I apologize if I
No,
can.
absolutely. Please drive. Don't write in the
I'm used to it.
Please
That's
change it.
no
If
problem.
you want to say a word, what you expect, and we can add a sticker for your part. Don't worry.
Oh, thank you so much. Well, I was the one writing international partnerships the other day because
Yeah.
for me is one of the main goals and the way I would like to see if we can have some services or production in Georgia with partners, and on the other hand, if we can give them some services or things from here with our companies. So both ways for me could potentially work.
Yeah, so the key word for your side in international partnership is to establish partnership to make services together.
Well, potential, you know, win-win deals, like to help Georgian companies to get into the Italian European market, and for us to discover opportunities in their countries as well.
Good, but service is very wide definition. Can you express something more indicative, something that allow us to understand better which kind of services you have in mind?
Well, as I introduced the other day, I work in the ESG field, so we are very focused with one of our startups into delivering IROI CSR campaigns for creative and fashion.
We got only part anyway. Yes.
Either for production or ESG consultancy.
Yeah.
Sorry, Giovanni, I might have to stop because
don't worry. Okay, but we got it. We got it. But ESG was in the same list of elements that constitute this table, but it's okay. We put ESG into international partnership, but anyway, it's okay. We have another box that is for any other issue that is not included in the other one, probably. But it's okay, just to have some element that will make us to reflect better. Thanks, Luca, but please look at the street. We don't want you make any accident for participating.
All right.
That's very.
Thank you. Thank you.
I see moving the mouse of other members. I see in the craft we have a couple of marble coating and sculptures. Good.
It's me.
Yes, if you want to comment.
Yeah, I did ask also to present the the products that we did, so I could show some pictures just to give an idea, or just describe it by voice as you wish.
Ricardo. Sure, we will, once we will finalize our interactive session here describing the possible ways of cooperation, I will give the floor to you and to Georgian organization to present your services and your organization.
Okay, so by the way, marble coating is a way to describe any kind of things that you see in some very rich villas in Italy. Is covered in the floor with marble and some mosaics as well. Medicis family was very fond on this and tried to get a marble cave, their personal marble cave, instead of going to Carrara, which belonged to another family, the Malaspina. So they decided to go to Pietrasanta. So I do represent in this travel and in this trip the Pietrasanta artisanal company that is able to do big things and small things. So I am a sculptor myself. In the backstage of my picture, there is a very unusual sculpture that it's a project that I've done with a Korean master cutter of paper. So I start to do
Riccardo, we don't see the page.
Yeah, the
you.
one behind me. Okay.
But later on you can show your screen so we can have a full screen.
Okay, yeah, but this was just to describe. And in Bologna, the city of university, the famous University of Bologna, the porticos are World UNESCO Heritage, and we did that as well. So
yes.
a part of these porticos were covered by our marble and with our design. So we go from public furniture to urban furniture to private houses, and so it's
That's
very wide.
Interesting. Means that we have a lot of a wide range of sectors we could cover. Not only craft art in itself, but we can also interact with the business for buildings, no?
Yeah, I do refer to Gela, which is the person that I saw last time, was very in the connection. If he can get in contact with people that makes also architects that do interior design, or even public buildings, because if you want to we make an entrance of train station or a hall of hotels, bath of very 5-star hotels. Prada, you mentioned Prada in the previous introduction of the economy of Tuscany, and Prada, one of the most famous Prada shop was covered by us in Forte dei Marmi. The Forte dei Marmi shop is made by our marble. So just to say how the connection comes, no, with the fashion as well, because and there are some marble that are transparent. I will show you some picture, and they put the light in the back, and so this makes an amazing effect in a room or whatever. The light turns very warm.
Also that some participant has written here in the craft also natural soap that remember the marble, transparent marble that you are talking about. Who has written, would like to comment about this natural soap? What you expect, because craft doesn't express the kind of collaboration you want to make a commerce, or you want to have some project together with some other company. Who has written soap? Natural soap in craft? We don't know. So biofarming process preparation in farm to get biopashmir. I would like to change informations with the local entrepreneurs. The question we are posing to you is what is the idea that you have to perform in biofarming business? Biocertificate, to get biocertificate.
So basically, the note regarding the biofarming was written by Tamar. Yes, he's connected by his phone, so I think he has some troubles with the connections, but I hope maybe Tamar, can you turn on your mic?
Hello, yes, I'm here.
So can you just tell us a few things regarding...
Hello?
Yeah, can you hear us?
Yes, now I can hear you.
So just a few words regarding the biofarming and how you would like to strengthen the cooperation.
Okay, so the biofarming, it's like a kind of new case in Georgia, and especially in the beekeeping. So I would like to know more about how it happens in Europe countries and what's the process the European beekeepers or any farmers they are doing, how they are preparing the documents or what they really need to do. I mean, because I know I searched some informations that biofarming, it means that you need to prepare your farm before you get the certificate, and there is the team they check and do too much work with you. So if there is anybody who has kind of experience of biofarming, I would be very happy to get and change the informations how I can get the bio certificates as well.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you very much, Tamar. Maybe we can do some exchanges and talks, and also you can discover more on the B2B platform.
I'm interested, it's the tourism as well. So I'm the guide and I'm working in agrotourism. Actually, it's my future plan to make the agrotourism in my village. So I will be very happy if I meet somebody who is working in the agrotourism as well. So we can change the informations, how it's happening in Italy or in any other countries.
Perfect. Thank you very much. So I think that we can continue to work. This board will remain active, and we will be able to probably, for those who would like to as something after the meeting to the board, we can discuss it later on during the third meeting also. So don't so just keep the link and continue to work if you would like to, and also to present some issues during the next call. So just to underline some issues, so we have like the most selected things were the crafts and fashion, also the tourism cooperation, getting to know Georgia better for the Italian community, and attracting interest in our country. So I think for sure we'll have a match between Georgian and Italian companies who was considering tourism, establishing bridges for the common services, sharing experience, and solve problematic issues. Also, we'll have some organization interested in craft, in the marble, coaching, and touring design cooperation between Italy and Georgia, I presume, and exporting maybe in Italy artisanal knitwear. So
that's good, Irina, but I think that we have to improve this work. So the table will remain available in the learning platform. So we will send a message to all participants, because what happened today is that someone that was contributing to the definition of the map of areas is not participating today. So they want probably contribute to fill with some idea of potential collaboration. And in this regard, they will have the possibility to do it in the next days. So then the map will remain always available, and is a sort of stimulating map to reflect on the potential for collaboration. So that's a working in progress, is not ended work. Let's go on, Irina. You can introduce the presentation.
So, yeah, so thanks to all of you who worked there. As Giovanni said, the work have not finished yet, so please continue to add some stick notes that you consider relevant, and we will review them during the third meeting. So now I would like to give the floor probably to Riccardo Zani to present his company.
Yeah,
just definitely like 5 minutes. If you can stick into 5 minutes, that would be great. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I will be in time. I will show. I already talked, so I can answer some question, but what I will focus more is that there are many companies along the coast, the north coast of Tuscany, that does marble. In Carrara, obviously, Sazzana also a little bit, and Pietrasanta as well, because it's very well known, because many sculpture, they go there to live because they work there with very good cooperations in the labs that are very specialized. So Botero is universally known. So Botero used to live in Pietrasanta. So every sculpture goes there. I try to share some pictures and I wanted to focus especially on the so there are big companies, huge companies, big companies like multinational, but also companies that are in SME like us that does work as a tailorist. They tailor. So they size from small things to, they cannot do that big company. They make huge buildings, huge covering, but I did my home that is not so big with marble. So you can do small things and big things, and you can choose it's like a textile. I'll show you the picture. So this is the better way to see.
Thank you, Riccardo. Just
yes.
to inform you that we have not so long time available.
Let me know if you see the picture.
We see your screen now. We have other 3 participants, Irina, that have to present.
Okay, just one
Another
second.
Another one.
So okay. I think that you have 5 minutes and then we
less. Just to show you, this is a macchia aperta. So when you have the huge stone of marble inside, you see this intersection of
no,
Riccardo, sorry, we see only the miniature of the picture. So if you can open them, that would be great.
The screen number 1, not the 2. You have 2 screens probably. You have to switch the one that you are presenting.
Yes.
Go back to present, to stop present and
stop share.
Present and choose the right screen, number 2.
Okay. I cannot do. Okay, so I will do another thing. I will decide to share the desktop. So
okay, yeah,
it will be easier. Share.
So what you are going to show is from Carrara or Pietrasanta?
Pietrasanta, only Pietrasanta.
Okay. So there is a sort of competition, I think, among.
Yes, kind of. I hope
we see again the file manager.
Okay, so the file manager, and how do you suggest I show you all these inside this?
If you just make a double click on the picture and then bring the
okay, like I did
in front.
Okay, yeah. Let's see if you can see that.
Now drag the window in the same screen. You have opened a window now?
Yes.
It must be brought in the same screen that you are sharing.
Okay.
How many screens you have?
I have 1.
Okay, I understand.
No, I have 2. Yes. Okay, I see. I have 2, but 1 is closed. Okay, but is uncovered. Anyway, it's a shame that Okay, now you should see it.
No, yeah. Wow.
Okay. So this is macchia aperta. So is the way you show what's inside the marble. Inside the marble, there are some drawing. There are some unsuspectable things. And then when you cut layers like that, then you recompose it. And it's like, I call it, this is like a picture of the time, because the time, at the time when the compression of the ocean was making the marble, then you have this kind of different chemical components that made the drawing, and this drawing repeated and made it in a specularity, with a specularity way, you are able to make like a part of prehistorical history, or maybe longer than prehistorical history, slide in your home, something like that. I wanted to show you another little things.
And your company produces such kind of
yeah, we do. I wanted to show you just one thing. I hope I will show you.
And what you would like to propose? Partnerships?
Partnership, yes, to find customers for that, if there are. And we work with marble from all over the world. So, but we cut it as a tailorist, and we compose it, and we make mosaics. So if Georgia has a logo, we can make a logo of Georgia or something related to a city or a story. The video that I saw was so exciting for me, because we never study, we never know about other countries so hidden like that. So for us, it's a privilege to participate in this way. It's really annoying.
Much, do you have another picture?
I don't want. Yes, I wanted to show just one other picture and then leave.
Share with me a handmade manfact.
And this is the one I wanted to show. Unfortunately, let me see if I can do it. Let me see. Sharing, screen sharing. But yeah, let's see if I can do it. Okay. I hope this time you can you see it?
Not yet. You have to share the screen. You have to share your screen.
Yes, I did. But maybe share. Okay. Here. You see it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, very beautiful.
This is my. This is patented. I invented this. This is the Moebius knot on top, the mathematician Moebius. So this surface is a surface that you can start inside with the finger. You go all around the surface, and then you go out without touching your finger. This is a kind of mathematical surface that you are always on top of it. This is magic. And this kind of marble is a sienna marble, yellow sienna marble. And under it, there is a broccatello di Siena. As you can see, it's like a textile, you see? And this is the name, the ancient medieval name for broccato. Brochet, it comes from French, broche. So it's like a textile, and then from the same region, Siena. This is my bathroom, actually. So this is how I treat my bathroom. I wash my teeth every day here. So and this is Breccia Medicea. So Breccia. This is like the other one that I showed you. It's with the intersection of other. And this white marble there is a Carrara marble. So just to show you how it can be just an object or something else.
Yeah, with just one picture, we see a lot of different things. It's terrific.
And sorry for taking time of the others. I was not.
No, Riccardo, we expected to give now 10 minutes maximum to the other participant. Thank you very much. I think we need also to improve a little bit the concreteness, to be concrete in partnership proposals, because now we know, for example, your products, the goods that you can deal with, but we even have to know the production capacity, the kind of projects we want to do together, and so on. So for making business together, it's better to know each other very well. So this can be done using the matchmaking database. So I invite all participants to put as more as possible information in the database to allow the other to understand what are the chances to collaborate together if we have. So thank you, Ricardo. Please, Irina, go on to the next one.
Yes, thank you very much, Ricardo. I think for all participants, it was really interesting, and I think it was really impressive, your bathroom. So, so thank you very much. And now I would like to give the floor to Tamar. So, Tamar, please let's start. Let's try to keep 10 minutes for your presentation.
Hello, my name is Tamar. I think my last name is very famous in Italy now. In Italy now. So I represent the honey company. My company name is Ruchi Queen, and I opened my company 3 years ago. So from the opening day, the success starts like super fast. I was not even accepting that my company could reach all this in 2 months. So I started exporting honey exactly in 2 months. And before my company, I was working in tourism and real estate. So all the time I was like introducing my country to the other people. So it's the job makes me happy. So even after opening the company, I am trying to introduce my country culture to the different kinds of people and different kinds of culture. So I'm getting lots of information and sharing them how we are doing the same stuff in Georgia, and sharing the experiences. So I think this is very important for everybody. So what's my expectation during this program? It's that I would like to get more information about, like, as I mentioned, bio farming, and also in the tourism. And actually, like, I do have some more plans in honey, how to make different products. For example, now I'm working with the dessert line, and I do some research that in Italy there is like gelato schools, or like the people who is working with the desserts. So I would be very happy to get more information and more knowledge about it. And by the way, I don't have any pictures or presentations ready, so I will just talk about it. If you have any questions, you can just like tell me. Yeah, what else I would just want to tell you that why I choose the beekeeping and the honey business. It's that when I start like working in tourism, one of my friends, like he just like gave me idea to start the honey business because it's like really good and profitable. And then when I start searching the information about Georgian beekeeping, I just figured out that we are the oldest country producing the honey. So we have the very big history of the beekeeping and the honey. So I'm so proud that to tell you this, that we have the 5,500 years of history in beekeeping. So we are the honey country, and I will be very happy to give you more like more information about this this line of
Tamar, great presentation. Congratulations. Thank you very much. I'm very curious to test your honey. And which is your production capacity? Which is your production capacity? Are you thinking to export because you have strong quantities that you can produce?
Actually, I'm working for exporting honey. Since the company, I'm working for export. So I am now producing the 4 types of honey, and I do have actually 2 more types, which is like very limited edition. But these 4 types of honey, I have like each type I have minimum 8 tons. But there is 2 more types, which is like very limited because I'm harvesting it in very highest mountains of Georgia, which was also mentioned in the Mariam's presentation, this Swaneti mountains. So this is like very limited, so I can just harvest around 2 tons in a year. So like nowadays I'm working to export this honey to Gulf countries. My first destination was in Qatar. And now I'm exporting in all the Gulf countries. For sure. I sent it samples to London and I got awarded there as well. and I send it also to Korea. So I'm really working so hard to make the Georgian honey, and I always tell to the people that my goal is to see the Georgia in the map of the world. I mean, we need to find our place in the world map. So I'm doing everything for it.
Are you working with your own brand or you are exporting?
It's my own brand, and I am the beekeeper as well. I just back to Tbilisi this morning. Yesterday I had the farm day, so I do have my own farm, and I do actually all kinds of works I'm doing by myself.
That's great, but you have some helper with you.
Yes, I do have like in the farm, I have some beekeepers who do the work with me. And also like in Tbilisi, I have some sale girls in the shop, or also like for the social media.
So how many people work with you?
Officially, every time it's around 10.
Not officially, how many persons you are? We don't want to know how you are your collaborator.
This working and hiring the employees, it's more seasonable for me, because the harvesting time, it's not for all the year. So for harvesting time, I am hiring the beekeepers, which is just in the spring and summertime for the harvesting times. But for the year, I have like 10 person who is working with the social media, or like the marketing and the exports and this kind of details.
Good. I'm very curious. Sorry, I give you another question. Are you thinking to just export your product, or also to meet someone to experiment projects together for making special packaging or special ingredients together?
Yes, exactly. For sure, the exporting destination, like it's very good to find the new places for export, but I also want to know somebody who has a little bit experience, for example, in packaging or designing or anything, because like I'm working so hard to make the different designs and packaging for all the customers, and I'm working for the gift boxes or skincare line, dessert lines with honey. So I just want people just not to use honey for the spoon eating, you know, like we can use it in different ways. So that's why like I was talking with Mariam all the time that I want to learn how to make the ice cream. So Italy is the great country for it. And you know that like now the new plan is to make the dessert line with honey. So I think the Italy is the great country for this experience.
That's great. Thank you very much. There are questions by other participants for Tamar.
Okay.
Ricardo, do you have any question for Tamar?
Yeah, I wrote it, but I can repeat it. About the bee here. I wanted to know if she buy in the market or she make it by herself. And about the smoke, what kind of smoke you use when you do the harvest?
Okay, that's a great question. I'm buying this wood bee hives exactly like now I start ordering it because like I need to start preparing for the next season, and I just want to increase my farm. So I don't have a wood factory, or I am not producing these beehives in my home or in my factory, and I always need to buy it. And actually like the situation in Georgian markets is that all the factories who is working for woods specifically for the beehives, they are all busy. So I am getting in a little bit troubles like to find someone who will deliver it on time for me.
Okay, because here in Italy, this last season was very bad, but I have friends that produce honey, so I can tell you some stories. And this year is perfect year. They doubled the production. So, but they are very proud to not using the beehive from the market, from big market, because you know, the industrial treatment are poisoning and this is very important. You should focus on it, if you don't use any poison or not, if you do or not, because even the smoke that you use for the harvest is very important. Otherwise, some chemical goes in the honey and then goes in the tea or wherever you use the honey.
That's correct. So that's why, like, for the beehives, I'm not contacting the big factories. There is like some like small farmers. They are doing this one. So this year I already start like buying the wood by myself. So
Good.
they will just like they make the factory work for me.
The treatment, okay. It's important to focus on that when you sell these products, because this honey is a product that has no many treatment, let's say. So it is like it is. So if something is inside, it goes directly to your body.
Yeah, very good. Do you have any certification, Tamar, for your products?
Yes, sure. I have the lots of laboratories in Georgia, from Qatar, from London, the quality certificate from London as well. And nowadays I'm working, I already sent the documents to the Georgian government to get the green label, which will be the quality label from government.
Thanks so much. I think it's important that you share this information in the database. And you allow us also to reflect if we can bring some other participant to the visit. When you will land in Italy, probably you will have the opportunity to interact with different people. And if we know the needs of all of you, we can try to set the best for your needs. We cannot ensure everything, of course, but please put all this information in the database. And this is valid also for the Italian side, because Gela and the team will provide us with the opportunity to meet the right people. At least we will be in the fair, and so probably even in the fair it's possible to select what is interesting. Knowing it in advance facilitate this task to the Georgian team. There is any other remark about the two presentations that we have seen today?
I just wanted to ask Tamar if she sees a potential even in the pet market for pet products, especially in pet patisserie, where honey can be a good substitute to sugar and other ingredients. Because one of my companies operating in a very high position of leadership in the pet market for innovative products, and we could talk about it if you're interested.
Sorry, I could not get your question like fully. Sorry.
Oh, no problem. I repeat.
Make it with madam.
I just asked.
Inform you.
Okay. If she sees a potential opening to pet market for honey for a product, that was.
What you mean?
Okay, Tamara, I think you have not received even the second time. But let me comment this material we have now. We have, are you here? Okay, please.
Okay.
I just asked you, Tamara, if you see a potential for your honey in the pet market, pet industry, for food supplements or pet bakery for cats and dogs. Is it something that you would like to think about on your patisserie line? Not only humans?
Actually, I did not think about it. This is first time I even heard it. So I don't really know. I really need to think about it. So I just cannot answer like super like fast.
That's good. You have not to answer if you want to run in this direction, but it's very interesting. I think now I would like to take a picture of this point. This is exactly what we want: creativity and matchmaking of ideas. We have a company that works in a specific field and provide food for animals, and we have here a producer of something that could be converted. It's not necessary that you like this proposal, but I think this is actually the example of what we are looking to provoke: ideas and matchmaking proposals. So Luca, thank you very much. Your point was very interesting. The way we act is to try to create new commercial solutions, even brands, even market roads and so on. So that's exactly what we expect. And please write these ideas on the platform, so we will multiply the effects. Now is just the starting. We are now orientating, because you have seen even in the map before with the stickers, we were not so effective, but now I think you got more ideas, and then you will be able, if you put some minute in that work, to increase the quality of that work. So the table will remain available. Please, in the next days, go there and complete with the information. Someone would like to make a comment, final comment, because we are going really out of time? No hands are shaking. I see Ilka probably, would you like to say something? No. Okay. So Irina, I think we can go to end today's session, and the quality of presentations was outstanding, starting from the information we got about the countries. Alessandro, you would like to say something?
Yes, I wanted just to ask about the organization of the trip, because with my company we were wondering if it's going to be possible to come back like a bit later, like instead of the 16th, the 7th. No, sorry, instead of the remember the schedule, because we have been receiving the schedule of the days. So the first question is everything's confirmed, like the schedule that we received today? First of all, like the timing of the days.
So probably I will. Yes, so probably the Alessandro, as I told you, I think you are talking about my email, I presume.
Oh yeah, okay, maybe yes. I didn't know it was coming from you directly. Sorry.
Yeah,
sorry,
no
Rina.
worries. So that's the draft email, draft agenda that we discussed with the Georgian partners. We will finalize it, and we will share during the third meeting with all partners the final draft, final agenda. Okay.
Yes, but
and
absolutely, you can extend your stay there, as we are already agreed. So this will be not in charge to our
of course
team. I mean, so the organizations of the extra days is up to you. You can do whatever you like. So
and sorry, the second question was about just to try to organize for my company and for my next meeting in those days. Like we wanted to know if it's possible already which is going to be the hotel where we are going to stay. At least we can already plan some other activities on the other days. That's the question that we have.
Yes, I'm not aware about this, but regarding the flight tickets, I think yesterday the travel agency has already bought 4 or 5 flight tickets. Probably you are in queue to be the next one. Sorry that they didn't buy yet. I don't know why.
No, but this is okay, because we were still waiting for like some extra information about the schedule.
Yeah, Alessandro, I think we haven't also received your request for the voucher on the platform, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
So you need, in order to proceed with the tickets, we need to have your names on the list of the voucher request. So
this is for all participants. This is for all participants, not only for you. The ones that have not yet done it are kindly asked to proceed clicking on that button. Otherwise, the travel agency cannot proceed.
Okay, okay. I'm now probably don't remember where this button was because I don't remember. It was the thing that we did last time. You mean on the bulk on the presentation that you did last time?
Okay, okay. So, but yes, okay, but no problem. We can talk by phone, and we can.
Okay, okay, that's fine. Okay,
don't worry.
No problem.
Or at least you can remain in the meeting. Now we will stop the recording, and after the meeting, we can go through the platform and see where you have to click and go on.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay. Any other question or remark before to close?
Well, just me also the same to see a little bit with my passport coming in and the days if everything is set up for me to request.
Okay.
Just the
anyway,
same.
the passport seems that is not necessary if we arrive from Schengen area. And
okay, but I will have it. I will have it next Saturday, but I just don't have it now to write it in the form for the voucher.
Okay, okay, okay. Okay.
If I can put my ID, I will do that instead.
Okay, I'm stopping the recording.